It's coming home. It's coming home. It's coming. Football's coming home.
Bring it home, Sterling. For your own sake.
You're crazy. Am I? Yes. Am I? Yes. Am I?
Wednesday the 5th of July 2021 will be a day that England fans will not forget in a hurry, as it was the day that England beat Denmark to get into the major final of the Euros.
Yes! Yes!
And it's been 55 years since they've gotten so close, or should I say this close, to victory.
I'm so close I can almost taste it.
And as a team, and I do say as a team, they've played remarkably well together. From the front right to the back, they've all played their part, they've done what they need to do, and they've all played their role and to get where they are. Unlike the representation of the team lacking yesteryear, it wasn't about let's say Owen's England, or it wasn't Rooney's England, or Gazza's England, or Beckham's England. Yeah, the way that the team's being represented today is just it's England as a team. I would say that could be a defining factor between how the players feel individually on and off the pitch and how they work together on and on the pitch. You know what I'm saying? Hence the cheeky thumbnail, because I can only imagine how much it would burn.
Leave it.
Those on the Patriot side of the game to see a non-white Brit at front and centre stage.
Do you really believe I would have a run our family business, Randolph?
Of course not. Neither would I.
Of their beloved sport, winning and achieving.
When Sterling had a man of the match performance against Germany, he couldn't have appeared on new front paper. No way, nah. English media wouldn't allow that.
Which does give me this opportunity to show how black people at times are undermined, even though we're achieving.
But on the other end of the spectrum, if I'm being more charitable, what we have is a victimhood mentality.
Is used falsely against us.
And again, this isn't people's fault, but a lot of people in this country are taught that they are going to be held back because of the color of their skin. They're taught that if they're brown or black or whatever, that they're going to have a harder time in our society because this society is institutionally racist. And that is self-perpetuating. If you tell someone enough times that they're going to be held back, they're going to start to believe it.
So I wanted to use the England versus Denmark game as an example as to what I'm talking about. And because I didn't actually watch the game, yeah, I just kind of heard about it throughout the day or throughout the night. But it wasn't until the next day, and I wanted to catch up on all the details. Yeah, I looked at the headlines in the papers, and I looked at all the the commentary and stuff, and I listened to what the news people had to say. And what I found astonishing, or what I kind of like disappointed at, should I say, is that the lack of black representation, yeah, within the mainstream media on the following morning. In any case, you'd be dumbfounded as to who scored Britain's or England's first goal, as they totally, I won't say totally glossed over it, but there was very little representation as to the first goal, right? And to be fair, yeah, in most reporting, they were going to focus on the actual winning goal, right? But I see this as just another example of the undermining of black people, because the first goal was set up and scored by a forced mistake in error defense, which became I think it was an own goal, yeah. But at the end of the day, two players at the forefront.
Saka trying to stop him from doing so. Sterling is there. He's not keeping one tonight.
And as for the winning goal, there was a blatant, let's say, undermining of Sterling's achievement, as they called the goals, as they called the penalty, should I say, a soft penalty.
There's a little touch, but I'm not sure there's enough. It's very soft. I'd be pretty angry if that was given against us.
We'll take it, by the way, but he was lucky to have got that. And really, I don't know if it had gone the other way, I wouldn't accept that as a penalty. Just these little, you know what I mean, little jabs here and there, right, coming from both the papers and even some of the pundits themselves.
Watch this. Right leg comes out, hardly any, then he falls down, right?
Yeah. which I thought was kind of interesting because something in my bones tells me had that been a white player that was in that very same position, it would have gone more like, oh yes, and pick a white player's name. Oh yes, he was in the prime position to draw out a penalty. That's how that would have gone if it was a white player. But I'm just saying that. I can't say that for real because I'm just speculating. But you know what? I will stand by that.
Like, what did you see? The ref said, I saw some contact here. He's not saying it's like violent contact. He said, I saw some contact here.
Yeah.
So with that, if you look at the video and there's some contact, what are you going to say?
Which then draws me on to my last point, and that is, I really do hope that England win. Yay! Right? Simply because a video that I watched that inspired me to do this one kind of highlighted the, let's say, the outcome, of what will happen if England don't win.
Football appears to be coming home. I think we should talk about which team deserves to go in the bin and which teams deserve the respect of football fans. And I'm not talking about the footballing performances either. I am talking about which teams have cucked themselves to a Marxist race-baiting movement these players naively think is aimed at stopping racism.
They will sharpen their pencils and their writing tools, and they'll sharpen their headlines to point out that kneeling, Black Lives Matter, Sterling and the other black players all kneeling on the pitch, that was the downfall to England losing the...
I think those people should put themselves in the shoes of those young players and how they must feel. In essence, people are booing their own team. I don't really understand that.
Now, I'm laughing while I'm saying that, because even to me that sounds preposterous, right? But that's a reality, and that's a reality because...
Next up, we got Wales. It says Wales has taken the knee over the past year and continued to do so throughout 2020, though they weren't in it for very long. Their interim manager Rob Page said, we had a meeting and we think it's all still important to take the knee. That's the message we've given out. We're all in it together and there were no issues. Yeah, there was issue with the fans, let me tell you that. Up next was Belgium, who it says Belgium were the only non-British team to take the knee throughout Euro 2020. Romelu Lukaku said of any negative reactions, I don't care. I fight for diversity, of course you do. You fight for virtue signalling, you worthless tosser. He says not only for the black community, also for women, colour, sexuality, faith, it doesn't matter. Everybody should be respected. Then get off your knee, you worthless cuck.
So for my black people out there, who are England fans, who like to watch a good game and get all caught up in the camaraderie, and it's all like, yes, get that good feeling, and you're down the pub and you're looking across and you see everyone's all united together and there's no black or white, there's no race and there's... Don't believe for 1 minute when you wake up in the next morning or you wake up 2 days later that everything is all kumbaya. Because the truth is, the Patriots and the far extreme right, they'll take any win they can. And they won't care who does all the heavy lifting, right? As long as they can hold the crown, as long as they can get the prize, they couldn't give a monkeys.
You mean I won? But we were a team, sir. Oh, I'm afraid I've had one of my trademark changes of heart.
But don't think for 1 minute that everything's going to be kumbaya next week and the week after if England win. And God forbid they don't win, well, you know who's going to get blamed for that. But that's just my opinion, and my channel, there's a reason why I call it Manco's Madness. But don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and I'm out. Peace.
Yes. Am I? Yes. Am I? Yes.